All right, my name is Sergeant John Chafee, John-Chaf like Frank E.E. Early this morning, the Atlanta Police Department served arrest warrants and search warrants at 2 addresses inside the city to arrest 4 individuals connected to the February 17th home invasion in Cobb County and subsequent burglary of the Icebox Jewelry Store on Peachtree Road in Buckhead. A 5th individual who is already in custody on unrelated charges will also be charged in relation to these incidents. The 4 apprehended today are being charged and transported to Fulton County Jail. All face numerous felony charges to include burglary, theft, narcotics, and weapons charges. Additionally, officers seized thousands of dollars in jewelry, over $120,000 in cash, several firearms, and distribution amounts of narcotics. They will be facing additional charges in Cobb County. We are joined here today by our partners with the Cobb County Police Department, the Fulton County and Cobb County District Attorney's Office, and we're grateful for the work and collaboration that went into these arrests. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Major James Shaw of the Atlanta Police Department.
Good afternoon. Major Barry Shaw. I'm the zone commander here for Zone 2, which is largely consistent of Buckhead. These arrests today are a really big deal for this community. I think it's pretty well known that Buckhead has had some crime challenges recently. We've made a number of significant arrests that have begun to turn the tide, but these today are as big as anything we've seen in a while. I think the people that were arrested today pose a significant threat to this community and beyond this community, obviously. Really proud of the relationship that we developed working on this case with Cobb County and the other partners. I want to point out a couple of people that work here in Zone 2. Lieutenant Ryan Sinks is the commander of our detectives here, and Detective Gilchrist was the lead detective on this case. Needless to say, countless hours of work went into this case. They work very seamlessly with Cobb County's police department. We were working with our DAs and their DAs' offices, working on this together, and just really proud of everyone involved. And I know that the Buckhead community should be very relieved today with the arrest of these individuals. So I'll turn it over to Lauren Mccauley of the Fulton County DA's office.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Lauren Mccauley on behalf of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Fulton County DA's office is just so grateful for all the partnerships that we've developed throughout this investigation. It's been a month-long investigation that involves violent crimes committed both in Fulton County and Cobb County. And we're grateful for all the partnerships that we've been able to develop as a result of this investigation and all of the evidence of all the crimes, not only that happened back on February of 2018 or 2019, but also that have been ongoing. And I'll turn it over to Cobb County.
Good afternoon. My name is Stuart Van Hooser. That's S-T-U-A-R-T V-A-N capital H-O-O-Z as in zebra E-R. I'm Deputy Chief with Cobb County Police Department. You know, really the only way that I can convey what we're feeling in Cobb County right now is to take it back to February 17th at 2 o'clock in the morning when 2 of our residents were accosted by 2 armed, masked gunmen who then kidnapped and kept them in their home for extended hours while they arranged to do this burglary in Atlanta. A terrifying event, no doubt. I can't imagine being in their position, but I can tell you this, that the group of people that you see up here and the officers, from the very first officer that was on the scene to the detectives that are working this case, that's what they came here to do. That's what they got in this job to do, is to protect our citizens from people like this. So today, it's just an incredible culmination of a very, very, very complicated investigation and a lot of cooperation between many different law enforcement agencies and 2 district attorneys' office. And I can't thank everybody enough, but I can tell you that we've really received so much help from the Atlanta Police Department, the FBI, the Cobb County District Attorney's Office, Fulton County District Attorney's Office, U.S. Marshal Service, and I believe Atlanta's Fugitive Task Force, if I'm not mistaken, were greatly instrumental in this. And I want to bring your attention to our two detectives who have been working this case, Detective Racy and Detective Mills to my left. Incredible police work and an incredible job that these guys did. Just an incredible amount of effort, countless hours, a lot of overtime. They'll have a nice check this week, they remind me. So just an outstanding job by everybody in getting these people in jail and stopping what would certainly have been, in my judgment, ongoing violent criminal activity. So just a great job by everybody involved, and congratulations to you guys. And now I will turn it over to John Melvin, who's the acting district attorney for Cobb County.
Thank you, sir. Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody here, and I want to say one more shout out because we have a superhero among our midst, Detective Gilchrist of the Atlanta Police Department, who led this investigation along with Detective Racy of Cobb County Police Department. Being able to take down organized crime like this is not possible without the collaborative efforts of multiple jurisdictions and multiple agencies. The exemplary work of the Zone 2 Atlanta Police Department, along with our own Cobb County Police Department, has enabled the Atlanta Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Cobb District Attorney's Office to build the best case possible. I've directed Chief Assistant Susan Treadaway of my office to work in conjunction with the Fulton DA's office to bring the maximum amount of pain that we can to this racketeering enterprise. And it's my commitment to the citizens of Cobb, as well as the Fulton County DA's commitment to the citizens of Fulton, that these people will not see the light of day again, and also to serve a warning to any other organization out there that's engaged in organized retail crime like this, that we will come get you. You are not welcomed in our city. And with that, I'd like to open up the floor for all of us for any questions that you may have.
So you said this is a criminal enterprise, so
It is.
do you have evidence of other stores or other criminal activity that they've been involved in throughout the metro? Or?
Well, in Georgia, the definition of racketeering enterprise is participating in at least one or more, two or more criminal acts in furtherance of one or more scheme. In this, we have multiple criminal acts in 2 different counties, spanning multiple victims, and for that reason, we in Cobb County are going to be bringing the RICO charge against them.
Can you walk us through how you were able to catch these people?
The investigation is still ongoing. I'd like to defer that to the major. Major, would you?
Yeah, so we don't want to go into specifics about that. As you said, it's ongoing, but I can tell you that evidence came in and piled up from a number of different directions. Everything that we could possibly, every avenue, every road we could take to go down, we did that. And I feel very comfortable that the work that everyone here has done has got a very solid case against these individuals.
Can you, I know at one point they said it could be anywhere from 5 million all the way up to 10 million. I mean, do we have any idea yet how much jewelry was stolen, the value, and how much has been recovered since this whole theft?
Yeah, so regarding that, I mean, I think that's kind of still being determined. We know that we've recovered a pretty good bit of the evidence, so it's still ongoing, so it's kind of hard to really drill down on that right now.
You had to go to more than one location this morning to get these people. Can you talk a little bit about the successful takedown?
Yeah, so we serve search warrants in a couple of different places, and so a lot of the evidence that was mentioned earlier was recovered at those locations. So it was just, we through the entire investigation, we've kind of gone wherever the evidence has taken us, and it kind of all came together this morning at these 2 locations.
Were they in bed? Did they try to run out the door? Just give us a little description if you can.
Y'all want to
Give
talk
us
about
a little
that?
bit.
Yeah, Sings, let me bring Lieutenant Sings up. Talk about whatever you feel.
Tell us
Whatever
about
you
the
want to get us from this
lasso.
morning. So he's been at this, a lot of our investigators have been at this since very early this morning, so a little bit tired. But
Spell your name first, please.
Yeah, it's Lieutenant Ryan Sings, SINKS. So, as Major and everybody has said, I've probably beaten a dead horse here, but without Mills, Racy, Gilchrist, all the people in Zone 2, the sharing of information has been key for this investigation because we all had parts that needed to come together. Now, for this morning, the detectives have been working actually since yesterday, and it culminated this morning with the gathering of knowledge between the 2 days. There were no incidents this morning. They were taken, all individuals were taken into custody without incidents. There was nobody attempting to flee. They were, I'm very grateful for the CERTIF team, the FBI, Marshals Task Force, along with the APD fugitive units. They were instrumental in apprehending these individuals while they were still at home, in bed, allowing us to gain what you see in front of you as well.
At one point, the department issued a statement saying that, you know, essentially the owners weren't cooperating. They weren't letting you guys see surveillance. Can you kind of shed light on that? It just doesn't make sense if that amount of stolen jewelry was taken from a business that they wouldn't want to cooperate.
The short answer is eventually they did. We eventually got the cooperation we needed enough to push forward. We were working multiple avenues between our jurisdiction and Cobb County. And like I said, without this collective gathering of minds, that would not have happened. But eventually, yes, we got a level enough of cooperation.
Is there a reason to believe inside
I
job?
I can't speak on them. We're still, like I said, we're still investigating this. It's probably going to be ongoing for a while.
One more question about the investigation. At one point, we know that there was 2 people in Cobb County that were involved in the home invasion, and then you were told that they met up with a crew, and then you guys released the surveillance of 2 guys inside. I mean, do we know how many guys? I know you have 5 guys in custody, but how many guys are actually involved in getting into the store?
The short answer is we're still working those numbers out in terms of who was where, who was when, type deals, who did what.
Are you a little bit surprised that this many days later, these folks remained in town with all this?
Honestly, yes. It was great for us. Yes. I don't know how else to say it.
Was any of it pawned in nearby shops?
That part is still ongoing because I don't think we've got the actual final itemized list of over 100 and some odd pieces of jewelry because it took so long to inventory. So those numbers are still being run. So that's still an ongoing thing.
How do you feel? I mean, I'm just, obviously, this is your job, but I mean,
I'm more excited and happy that Racy Mills were able to come out with us today. And I mean, I know he's going to hate it, but Detective Gilchrist he's our newest detective here. And I'm saying that to say this, he did just a phenomenal job. From start to finish, having to work with a partner, having to work with another county, having to work across jurisdictional lines, and working with the team that he has in Zone 2. So I am extremely proud of my team, the detectives I have, and I've worked with them for 24 hours, but I'm very, very happy and elated for their bosses, themselves, that you guys get a nice overtime check.
What's Detective Gilchrist's first name?
Andrew.
Andrew.
He's also the guy who busted the baby out of the car last year.
Yes.
I remember that.
True.
But I'll tell you, he's being modest, but it seriously, when this first happened, it almost felt like something out of a movie. And when you think about, as the Cobb County Chief said, when you think about what they went through in that home in Cobb County, and then to come down and pull off the scheme that they pulled off down here, and possibly to think they got away with it, it feels really good. And I know they feel the same way, and it's just, it's a great feeling. I know everybody that worked on it this morning is really tired, but it's awesome for us.
I know you can't go too far into like the investigation's specifics, but we're talking about 2 agencies working together, a lot of hours. Was it really just getting into the streets, making contact with sources? Can we kind of talk, in general terms about what made this so successful between the 2 departments, something like that, without getting any specifics away, of course?
I mean, you guys could step in, but I know on our end it was constant. I think you guys talk daily, and I think it was between them, us, veteran detectives, veteran supervisors that just multiple angles, looking at it from different angles, and just finally getting together in one room and saying, this is what we have. And a lot of it, I don't want to go into just because it will hurt what we've already built.
Do you think there's a little bit of multiple agencies working together, but also you have someone who's very aggressive, kind of, as you guys were saying, after this case, and then also just the teamwork and hours kind of all together. Can we kind of get like a combination statement on just the teamwork and experience that went into this?
Honestly, I'll speak to this, and I'll be more than happy to let one of the two detectives address this as well, but undying determination and commitment. When this happens to a family that you're sworn to protect, all bets are off. I can't tell you how much sleep these guys have lost over this. They don't quit, and I really think that's it. They just find a way to do it because they're absolutely 100% determined to catch these guys. And, that goes on every day in our job. But this is just an example that we're able to bring to you because it's something that you guys are interested in, and it was a unique situation. But I tell you what, if you just want one word for it, it's determination. And that comes from everybody up here in every agency that was involved. You don't really have to beg for help when you're doing something like this. Everybody wants to pitch in and do what we do. And man, I'll be happy to let you guys, if y'all want to speak to that, because the determination that I see from this group up here is truly amazing, and I'll be more than happy to let you guys, if y'all want to speak to that, say a few words.
The only thing I have to say is the first thing that came in my mind when it happened in Cobb County, and nothing against Atlanta, but it was just, you're not going to do this in my county. You're not going to do this in Cobb County. I live in Cobb County, and that's how we take every case, whether it's a homicide, a robbery, whatever it is, you're not going to do this in my county. And that's just the attitude we take to every investigation, and that's the attitude I personally take. And I know Detective Gilchrist is the same way, but you're not going to do this in my city, you're not going to do this in my county. And that's just the attitude we take.
Can we get your name?
That's Detective Racy, R-A-I-S-S-I, and first name's David.
Obviously, it's a really traumatic event with your two residents in Cobb. Have you had a chance to talk to them since you made these arrests? And if so, do you mind just sharing what their reaction was? Did they tell you guys anything that really hit home?
So I have not spoken with them yet, but my captain has of my unit, and he's spoken with them. But I will be when we get back to my office, making a phone call with them, if not visiting them at their house. But they do know. The captain reached out to them.
Is there one break in the case that y'all got that led you to these guys? Is there one thing you can point to that opened it up for you?
Let me. This is an ongoing investigation, and we want to ensure that the details are, provided in a timely manner when we should provide them. We are still unfolding this, and there's a lot of information that we're going to kind of hold close to the chest for right now. Good question, great question. We'd love to talk about it, but right now I think in the interest of the case, we'll probably pass on that one.
And if anybody has a new question, we'll take it, but I think we're at, unless anybody has a new question.